Welcome back to another episode of our National No Sugar campaign. It's brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, spearheaded by the Oral Health Unit. I'm Camila McDonald, and I have been so enjoying exploring added sugar and its detriment to our bodies, why we need to cut it out, and all of the hacks and the tricks, but also how to help to eliminate the cravings that come along with that. Today, we're taking it in the kitchen, Camila's kitchen to be specific, and we are going to put everything that we learned into practical terms. Today, we are going to be making a breakfast smoothie. Now, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Even if you're intermittent fasting, it's the meal that you're breaking your fast with, whatever time you're having your breakfast. A good breakfast is constituted by having enough protein. You need omega-3s. You need to make sure you have enough fiber, and all good breakfasts do not have any added sugar in it whatsoever. This breakfast smoothie is called the Super Power Spirulina Smoothie, and it has everything to power you up for your day. All right, the nice thing about this smoothie is it's nutrient dense. So it's gonna keep you nice and full for hours after you have it. And you're just gonna feel satiated and balanced and no sugar cravings, more importantly, all right? The important ingredients that we have here. So it's a breakfast smoothie, so we want lots of fiber. In comes the rolled oats, all right? So we're gonna start with that. Just add this really quickly. Always, 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 always add greens to your smoothies, whatever greens you have on hand. So this always gives you an opportunity to supercharge your smoothies. One of the most important aspects of the smoothie is the fruit. This is real fruit and it's frozen. So the good thing about fruit is that when you freeze it, especially the bananas, it will give the consistency of the smoothie a really smooth, creamy blend, right? So very important to freeze your smoothies, and then that avoids you having to add ice, okay? It's the most important part of the smoothie because this is what is going to give it the sweetness, okay? We're not gonna add any sugar. Remember, this is a no sugar campaign. It's a no for me, right? So we're gonna add half of a banana. All of these fruits are frozen. Half of a banana, 2 pieces of pineapple frozen, and 2 pieces of mango. Optional, use the fruits that you have on hand. Always go with what's in season, all right? So we can just throw that in. I have dates just to kind of let you guys know that this is an option for sweetening a smoothie. You could, for example, because even though these are natural sugars, you still want to keep your sugar intake in general on the lower end, okay? So for example, you could take out the mango and add a date. So you don't want to do both. Then we're gonna add our superfoods. So ginger, we're really talking about lowering our blood sugar and keeping our blood sugar nice and stable. Ginger is excellent for that, and this is going to give it a nice kick. It's also an anti-inflammatory. These kind of things will help to just reduce your sugar cravings because your blood sugar, again, is kept nice and stable. Now we are going to add some grounded flaxseed, all right? I like to use smoothies as an opportunity to just put as much nutrients in there, okay? So none of these superfoods are required. Optional, however, highly recommended. You can use one, you can use all. It's really up to you. It's not gonna change the flavor, but just the nutrient density, all right? So this is nice and high in omega-3s. So we're gonna add a little bit of that, right? As I said, you could only add the grounded flax seeds and then that's it. You don't have to continue. But I like to have a lot of superfoods on hand. The nice thing with superfoods is that a little bit goes a long way. Another one of my favorite, this is like a staple in almost all of my smoothies. It's a complete source of protein and has so many nutritional benefits for us, and that is hemp seeds, all right? There's no THC in these hemp seeds, guys, so don't worry about that part. Spirulina, also very, very high in protein, right? And remember, it's a breakfast smoothie, so we want to get as much protein in as possible. With spirulina, really and truly, a little bit goes a long way. And this is one of the superfoods that if you add too much of it, it will change the flavor. Remember, it comes from the sea in algae, so, you know, it does have that kind of bitter, very potent taste. So be very careful. A little bit really does go a long way. Today I'm using sunflower seed butter. Seed butters are best for people with nut allergies, but you could use all natural peanut butter. You could use all natural almond butter, any nut butter that you have on hand. One of the really important things to do when you're reading your labels, remember we spoke about that a couple of weeks ago, when you're reading your labels, make sure that there's no added sugar. Oftentimes with peanut butter or almond butter, one of the first ingredients is high fructose corn syrup. We want to make sure that that sugar is not there on the table or on the ingredient list. And, just make sure that whatever nut butter, the only ingredient should be, if it's peanut butter, peanuts. If it's almond butter, almonds. If it's sunflower seed butter, sunflower seeds. That's all. Nothing else should be in the ingredient list. So that's very important when you're shopping for your nut butters, all right? So this is also gonna be a nice source of protein right here. And then you're gonna add your nut milk. Today I'm using oat milk. You can use soy milk, you can use almond milk, you can use coconut milk. You can use any liquid you want. For example, you could also use coconut water. That's awesome for like a post-workout experience. So really and truly, any nut milk or liquid that you have on hand, again, just ensuring that there is no added sugar. So even if you use a little bit of orange juice or pineapple juice, make sure that there's no sugar added, all right? So we're gonna pour that in, and let me just tell you, this smoothie is gonna be everything. Let's blend it all up. And there you have it, our Superpower Spirulina smoothie. Woo. All right, I'm gonna do the taste test now. Look at all of that goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, yum, yum, yum. Let's give it a taste. Oh my goodness, perfection, so good. And just like that, you have your breakfast for the day. It's gonna keep you nice and full. There's just such a nice natural sweetness. It doesn't feel overpowering or overbearing. If you are new to reducing your sugar and it doesn't taste sweet enough, add a date, for example, but just try and minimize it, okay? So start on the lower end and work your way up, and you will notice that over time, your cravings and even your threshold for sweetness will start to reduce as you are reducing some of these foods out of your diet. One thing that is really helpful with smoothies is making a smoothie pack in advance. So when you're doing the meal prep on the weekends, for example, just put all of the ingredients that we had here out on the table in a Ziploc bag, and you can do 3 or 4 all at the same time, date it, put the name of the smoothie on top so you know exactly what's going on. Maybe you could rotate your superfoods. So maybe in one smoothie, add the grounded flaxseed. In another one, you could put chia seeds. In another one, you can really play around with all the superfoods that we have available and put it in the freezer. And then all of a sudden, so you do everything else except the nut milk or the liquid. All right, put that in the freezer, stack them up. In the mornings, just pour it in the blender, pour the nut milk or your liquid inside the blender, and just in 5 minutes, you have your breakfast, right? Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. I would love to hear from you when you try this smoothie out, and let's just keep strong, guys. I know that it's not easy to reduce our added sugar, but that's why we're here and we're doing it together as a team, as a family, as a nation, all right? So again, give thanks to the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Oral Health Unit for making this possible. And I'll see you again in the next episode.